Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere can. And it's your brother Abawan back again with another video. And basically, just like the title of this video says, the last dance, okay? And that's what I'm going to be going into in this video because this is the last dance, it's the last time. There's no longer going to be a cycle of captivity, rulership, right? Where our people, all the way from the beginning of time, from the time when we became a nation, right? A nation born in captivity, as we know, that we became a nation of the Israelites under the Egyptian captivity, okay, up until we came on into our rulership in the land of Canaan, okay, the Middle East, and became the Israelites, and then continued to serve in captivity all up until this moment right here. Well, this is the last time, the last dance. There's no longer going to be captivity upon captivity, then rulership, then captivity, then rulership again. Okay, the next rulership that is coming up. Okay, Second Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the next rulership coming up is the kingdom of Israel, and this is the last captivity that we have to go through ever for the rest of eternity. So this is the book of Lamentations 4 verse 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And that's right. So this is the last time, and this is the last captivity, the last dance, okay, the last cycle of, like I said, rulership, then captivity that we as a nation, okay, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians will have to go through. And the whole the entirety of this video is we're going to prove that. We're going to go through all the precepts in order to prove that. We have other precepts that I can get to prove that. Just a few more precepts, and if the spirit is still on me, I'll get other precepts. But let's just go through these first. So this is the book of 1 John 2 verse 18, and it reads, Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time, okay? And we all know the telltale signs of the end, okay? The signs of the coming of our Lord, Yahushua, okay? The signs that will be upon the earth. The major signs, which are basically the heavy judgments of Yahushua, okay? The war, the sword, the pestilences, the plagues, the famines, okay? The signs in the sky, the signs in the stars, the chariots, okay? But there are even more signs to show that we are truly at the end. And one of those signs right here, going into the book of 1 John 2 verse 18, is the rising of basically the wicked, the rising of those that oppose and come against the will of Yahweh Basham Yahushai, okay? And because we are in the last days, iniquity has abounded and the love of many has waxed cold. Because we are in the end right now, you see that all over the earth, everybody is in this mindset of antichrist. So let's get this word first. The first thing I want to get is that word in the etymology, the last time, okay? And the word is eschatos horror. I already know what eschatos means, okay? Eschatos basically means the end. So this is the word eschatos, okay? Eschatos. Let's get this and it make me think of a certain movie in a video game.
Strong's G
Anyway,
2078 Eschatos. Eschatos.
all right, the word is eschatos. Eschatos. Okay, and the word eschatos, and it means extreme, last in time or in place, last in a series of places, last in temporal succession, the last referring to time. So basically, we are in the last days, okay? And if case it wasn't clear enough, the word in the Greek is eschatos, which means the last time, the last moment, the last days, the last hour. Okay, and that is exactly the time that we're in right now. So this is horror, okay? Horror, which basically going into the word hour. Let's get this. I can clearly see it right here. Basically going into the word hour. So, like I said, the last time, the last days, the last hour. We have it we're at the end, even down to the hour right now. We're in the final hour, okay, the moment of truth. This is the last hour, okay? So now, this is the word right here, Strong's G5610, horror, okay?
Strong's G 5610 Horror. Horror.
a certain definite time or season fixed by natural law and returning with the revolving year. So basically, we are going to natural law, nature, the universe. It's all talking about the ordinances that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh has set up. And just like the people in the world, you would think that these strong concordance guys would give more glory to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh for the ordinances he has set up. Okay, I'm talking about definitive time or season fixed, not by natural law. Okay, but by the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, because the natural law was made by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Okay. Anyway, continuing on. Of the seasons of the year, spring, autumn, and winter, the daytime bounded by the rising and setting of the sun, a day, a 12th part of the daytime, an hour. The 12 hours of the day are reckoned from the rising to the setting of the sun. Okay, and that is how the day is actually, and it shows you right here that even Esau Edom knows that the day actually starts at sundown and ends at sundown, because the day is measured by the by the solar movement, by the movement of the sun, the rising and setting of the sun, right? But a full day, a whole day, and not just daytime, is measured by sun up. Is measured from sundown to sundown. Okay, by the basically by from sundown to sundown. Okay, so now let me go back. Okay, let's go back. So okay, I also wanted to get Antichrist. I also wanted to get Antichrist. So let me go back to that. I already know what the word means. Antichrist is Antichristos. Okay, Antichristos. Let's get that. We also have to bring that out as well, because even now on the earth, as the scriptures say, there are many antichrists. Okay, and this is the word right here: Antichristos. Antichristos.
Strong's G500. Antechritos. Antechritos.
And the word is the adversary of the Hamashiach. Okay, and that is plain as you like. In the last days there shall be many adversaries. Many people that will come against the doctrine of Yahushua. Okay, and that is the time that we're in right now. Of course, one of the evidence or the proofs to bring out that to show you that we are in the last days, okay. And of course, you can go into more precepts, going into the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, which of course you can read on down, and you'll see every single sign happening on the earth right now, showing you that we are at the end. Second Ezra 15 and 16, and the 15th verse and the 16th verse. It's like a 15th chapter and the 16th chapter, going into what shall come in the last days. In fact, the whole book of Second Esdras is good, because it's going into what will be happening in the last days, and there are so many precepts you can bring out. Okay, and you read it, and it reads like the current event. Sometimes you are reading the Bible, man, it feels like you are reading the current news, because when you see the prophecies that are being laid out, you are thinking that this still holds up. This is still happening to this day. Okay, showing you that the Most High truly, that the Most High truly has declared the end from the beginning. Okay, that's going into Isaiah the 48th chapter, that the Most High has declared the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things shall come. His counsel shall stand forever. The counsel of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh shall stand forever, and he, the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh, shall do all his pleasure. Because he has not yet, and nobody, okay, not no atheist, not no Muslim, not no more, okay, not no Egyptologist or anybody else, even apologist, has proven that the words of the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh has not, come to pass, or has ever, been false. Okay, so now this is the book of 2 Peter 3, and I'll start from verse 3. 2 Peter 3 verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. And once again, you see more of the Antichrist, the Antichristos, in the form of scoffers and scorners, in the form of men with damnable heresies. Okay, I'm not really talking about this just to highlight, these false, the false prophets, okay, and the scoffers and the people that come against the truth, the false accusers, okay, so on and so forth, that are being set up in these last days to come against the truth. But rather, it is because, this is showing you that we truly are in the last days. This is the last time. This is the last time that this cycle of basically are people going into captivity, then coming out of captivity, then going into captivity again. This is the when the cycle will be broken. And this is just showing you just a little evidence to prove that we are in the last days, because so many people think like this. The book of 2 Peter 3 verse 4. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. And you have so many people that think like this, that say, oh, well, my fathers and my grandfathers and my great grandfathers have been talking about the end of the end of the world, but it has never come. Well, guess what? It is coming in your generation. It is coming in your time. In fact, it is happening right before your eyes, okay? Because all the signs are clear. All the little evidences, the little proofs, the little information you need to know that this is the end. It is right before your eyes. It's happening right in front of your eyes, okay? So now 2 Peter 3 verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished, because the Most High is the one that will bring the end. The most is the word of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, the power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai that is keeping the whole world together. Okay, you know that old song that used to sing it, that these that's one of them Negro spirituals. You know, he got the whole world in his hand. Well, that's what that's what this precept is going into right here. All the natural forces, the natural laws, the forces of gravity, okay, magnetism and nature and so on and so forth, the laws of physics that are keeping the whole universe together. That is being done by the word of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. And that's why I always say, man, when you are in this truth, you're a guy, us that are in this truth, and we are the real scientists, okay? Don't be looking at Esau's, Esau's fuck ups with their coats, with their lab coats, and their fancy, their lab coats and their test tubes and their goggles and all that, and thinking that, oh, those guys are the scientists, when you are clearly seeing in these last days that these scientists, truly that they don't have no idea what they're talking about, because they have been exposed, okay? That instead of showing or revealing the true nature of the earth, they are bringing out false science, pseudoscience, in order to push the agenda of Esau, Edom, and the NWO, the Great Reset, so on and so forth on the earth. But the true scientists are the men of the Lord that are showing you the work of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai and the powers of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, because an acceptable answer to all of these questions on what holds the world together, how does gravity work, how does this work, how does that work, it's all being done by the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, Shekhinah. Simple as that. And if anybody asks me any questions like that, even if I know the answer, that's the answer I'm going to be give, because all praises, glory, and honor belong to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. So continuing on. 2 Peter 3 verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with Yahweh as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. And that is right, okay? So your lack of understanding on the times that we're in right now stems from your ignorance, okay? Because you are ignorant of a simple fact. First and foremost, the Most High is the one that is in control of the earth, okay? The one that is in control of the universe. And secondly, the sensation of time at the Most High is experiences, okay, is different from how we experience it as humans. Let's take this for example. It is theorized, okay. Now I get into the science a little bit too, but basically it's theorized that the speed of that if a human being were to go at the speed of light, okay, that time would move slower for them. So in other words, their not just their sensation of time and their body changing with time would be slower than the normal time that we're in on the earth. Okay, so 3 months could be like 3 months. In 3 months they could age only 3 days. Okay, hypothetically, of course, because nobody has actually moved at that speed, showing that there is a possibility. And even Esau Edom knows this, because he always usually does it whenever you go. You have all these movies and all these movies where somebody goes to an alternate dimension, or goes into a coma and wakes up, like in the future, or goes into a cryogenic sleep or something like that. And to him, it's just been a few minutes or an instant, but he wakes up and everything has changed. It's been 30 years, 40 years in the future, that kind of thing. Okay, so our sensation of time is different from the way the Most High Yahweh Basham Yahushai sees time. But the main point being that we are in the last days, and even the Most High knows that we are in the last days as well. And even the Most High has already declared that we are in the last days. Okay. So now 2 Peter 3 verse 9. Yahweh is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. But the day of Yahweh will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Okay, so basically, stay rest assured, make no mistake, be not ignorant of these facts. This world is coming to an end. We are in the last days and it will end, okay? Don't give yourself any false hope that it won't end. Or don't be scared and worried that the world won't actually end, because you have some, because some people will be wanting to see the kingdom, and they'll be wondering, is it really going to end? Is it really all going to come down? Rest assured, the world is going to end. Okay, that's good news too as well. That's a part of the good news. When you hear that the world is going to end, okay, that this current world, this current system is going to end and it's going to be destroyed by Yahweh Shai. Oh man, my heart was beating a little bit just thinking about the idea that this world isn't going to end. But that's the comfort of the Holy Spirit, right? They're having that understanding that this world will actually come to an end. Maybe relax small, maybe relax a little bit. Yeah, this. I'm not going to have to continue in this kingdom anymore, and that is something that we believe, not just believe, but we know. Okay, because that's the thing about this truth. I like to say we believe, we like to say we believe, but this is something that we know. Okay, we that are in this truth, we already know that it's going to happen. That's why you always see our people. That's why you always see Jake in this truth. The apostles and the elders on down always chilling. Because they understand that this is all going to happen. Okay, we're not getting messed up with what ifs and what ifs ands and what if or maybe. Okay, everything is definite. The Most High has set everything in stone. That look, this is how it's going to happen. It's going to happen like this. It's going to happen like this. It's going to happen like this. It's all clear. Okay, and this is the end, and this is the format it will follow. And so far, in just the 2 short years I've been in this truth, man, the format has been consistent, 100%. Okay, so in the short time I've been in this truth, man, I've seen the format consistent 100%. So what do I have to be worried about that it's not going to continue like that? Okay, the Most High already given up his word, giving his word that this is how things will happen, this is how it will shake out. Okay, so this is the book of not Psalms, okay, not Psalms, Isaiah 55. So this is the book of Isaiah 55 verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Because the words of the Most High will happen, and it will come to pass in full effect. And guess what those words say right now? It says that we are at the end. This is the end of this kingdom, the end of this rulership. Okay, and the beginning of another rulership is about to be set up, and that rulership will be the kingdom of Israel. Okay, and let's get that precept as well. That should be in the book of Daniel. Yeah, it is. All right, so this is the book of Daniel. So this is the book of Daniel. Daniel 7 verse 17. These great beasts which are four kings which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. And that's basically going into the end, because that we should already know that we are in the times of the fourth beast. Okay, and that's why I'm not going into any other precept, but just focusing on the main point, which is this is the last dance. Okay, no more captivity for our people. Okay, no more. Let's get that. That should be Revelation 22. Okay, yeah, it is Revelation 22 verse 1. And he shewed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb. hold on. Okay, that should be Revelation. Okay, it's like Revelation 21. Revelation 21. Revelation 21, verse 1. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them and be their power. Okay, and this is what is coming up next. When we talk about the kingdom of Israel, when we talk about the kingdom of the New Jerusalem, which will come after this captivity, okay, after the rulership of Esau Edom, is not going to be like was it Rakah from the GOCC that said that after 1,000 years, Esau Edom is going to raise up again and put us in captivity. That's not going to happen again, okay. Let's clear that up right now. This is the final captivity, and after this is going to be boiling, in the kingdom. Okay, just to put it like that, just to put it like that, because it's not. And let's just continue reading on. Let the scriptures explain it. Okay, Revelation 21, verse 3. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the Most High himself shall be with them, and be their power. And the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. That's another thing right there, The reason why we know that this is truly the end, the reason why we know that we are truly in the last time is because the word of the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh, are faithful and true. In other words, they will never fail, they will never lie, okay? Now, let me close out with this precept, Isaiah 14, verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, which is, of course, going into our people, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, okay? You Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth as well. You are those strangers that will be joined unto our people. Because at the end of the day, the strangers are still a part of our people, okay? Now, Isaiah 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay? And just like it is written in Revelation 13, verse 10, I believe, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. This is the faith and the patience of the saints. Okay, so now Voka break this down as well. Voka called himself breaking down Revelation 13, verse 10, which of course he butchered the breakdown. So now this one as well, because we cannot, I can also, and while you're at it, Psalm the second chapter as well. You see how this works, even if Voka thinks that you can fall, even if Voka butchers one precept, there are still so many more out there that say the same thing, okay, and give even more context to what is being said, and it is being made clear and apparent. Captives, okay, slaves for servants and handmaids, that is clear as hell. You nations are going into slavery. Okay, once we come into rulership, once the Most High Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh, okay, returns us into the land, showing you that those Israelis, okay, those 48ers that are in the land right now aren't the true people, okay. Isaiah 14, verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. And it is not going to be a temporary rest, but a permanent rest, okay, which is what we receive in the kingdom. Kal halal Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city is ceased, okay? And right now we are in modern day Babylon. Revelation, and this is of course going into Revelation the 17th chapter. Okay, mystery Babylon, Babylon the Great. And if you go into the Isaiah the 14th chapter commentary, it will probably tell you the exact same thing. Which of course I'm not going to do that right now for time's sake, because I'm going to have to end the video right here. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Bahasham Racha Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit, I hope you are calm and you are quiet, are edified. Shalom.